Welcome to Sam Outside. I'm Sam, and I'm outside enjoying the benefits of nature in winter. There are so many reasons to add outdoor activity to your routine, especially at this time of year. Let's just start with the fact that all the benefits you have of going outdoors at other times of year, when maybe it's more comfortable, when it's warm, when it's dry, when there's more color, when it feels like there's more life, all of those still exist. There are a few extras. So spending time outside at this time of year, obviously the weather's a consideration. And here's where those changes and differences and added benefits come in. You're going to have to dress a little differently. So those extra layers, a little bit of extra weight. Footwear is definitely going to add some weight. I own, well, a lot of footwear. I spend a lot of time outside. And the difference in my winter footwear relative to my summer footwear, it's just heavier, which is going to make it require a little more effort. The conditions in which I'm walking are going to require a little more effort. You're burning more calories. So there's a boost to your metabolism by spending the same amount of time doing the same level of activity, but the simple act of doing it in winter gear just has the added boost to your metabolism. Add to the fact that you're now inhaling colder air. There's still a lot of oxygen, so you're still getting the serotonin that comes with fresh air. You're still getting the serotonin that comes with daylight, although there's restricted hours. But the added weight and the added energy is going to add a little bit more to the strength training potential of the exercise of whatever it is you're doing. But then the calorie burning of being active, you don't even have to be active. Just being outside, breathing in cold air, and requiring your body to make that extra bit of effort to regulate a normal body temperature is going to burn more calories. So there you go. Simple start with that. So in the terrain, I'm going to have to change the way I walk, which is going to engage different muscle groups, is, going to add maybe to my timing. So there's just a little bit of extra there. So a little change, a couple pounds to your gear. But the sharp contrast now in a world that is a little more monochromatic, shall we say, just does something a little bit different to your brain activity. There's less movement in terms of what moving air or wind is doing. So when we do see movement, like a falling leaf, it does tend to catch our eye a little bit more. So we're constantly scanning and our brain is noticing. So we're getting a new form of nature connection, new environmental awareness as we look around at the world that has changed from spring to summer to fall and now winter. Another added benefit, aside from all the calming, is it's just a little bit difference in our creativity. We're starting to notice life a little bit differently. All right. We're not taking it for granted. There's so many things alive in a summer forest, but at this time of year, yes, all these trees that are dormant, they're still alive, but it doesn't give our brain the same reaction when we start to notice all of the green, right? In a world that is cold and relatively inactive, there's still an abundance of life and slow, but still active. All right. So all of our coniferous friends are still very active. And it's in this part of the forest, in this habitat, we are definitely going to find more living things, right? This is where the birds are going to find shelter. They're going to find more sources of food. It's where other mammals are going to find shelter from snow. And it's actually forming small microclimates as there is a definite change in temperature when we are protected from fallen snow, from falling snow, from accumulation, and from wind. So a little more reason to find more life where there are more trees alive, not dormant, right? So the fresh air, the daylight, the reduction of stress. Now let's also get into the fact that it's not a really sunny day, and the fact that, yes, it is feeling very much like winter. So many members of our population suffer from seasonal affective disorder. So this is where the point has to be made. Added effort to spend time outside, as limited as it might be for your own comfort and safety, despite temperatures and conditions. Man, a couple minutes outside really does provide the daylight required to boost mood and alleviate some of the symptoms of depression that come with seasonal affective disorder. All right. Let's not be blind to the fact that at this time of year, there are so many other reasons for new stresses to be introduced to our everyday lives. As we start to, just finished Halloween, it's Thanksgiving, there's Remembrance Day, and so as we get into the end of an academic year, both my partner and I are in education, and we've still got 2 kids who are in school, so culminating projects, Christmas assemblies, Christmas concerts, all right? So there are festivals and parades and other social obligations and expectations. And that's before we start taking family into consideration. So that might involve some road trips. And then you get into holiday spending. So there's some financial stresses or at least considerations to keep in mind. All the more reason to find a little bit of solitude, a little bit of calm, a little bit of peace and healing by spending 20 minutes in nature. All right. Nature calms, nature heals. So aside from the seasonal affective disorder that can be alleviated by spending more time outside in winter. And as you near the holiday season, a few more moments to find reason for calm, all right, to alleviate stress, to just breathe and prioritize, right? And this is where you start to say, no, it's not about stuff. It's about experiences. It's about making connections. So the act of participating in nature connection and mindfulness, connections with self, connection with other living things, and through extension, we add humans to other living things. And what is it we truly value while connecting others? And what is it that those others might truly appreciate in terms of our connection with them, right? And when you really start to look at your scope in your circles that way, dollar signs quickly fall away. And then maybe it's a consideration around items that are more thoughtful in nature, more personal in nature, things you can make. All right. So maybe that's some foodstuffs. Maybe it's an experience. Maybe it is an IOU for time together. All right. Maybe it's the support of tackling a task or a do-it-yourself project. All right. So maybe it's helping out with a skill in your time rather than a thing. All right. So other options, and it's a lot easier to wrap your mind around the intentional thought of including others in your life, having others invited to be included in your life when you're in the habit of nature connection, just connecting in general, which includes other living things and other people. So there you have it. At this time of year, no greater reason and added benefits for spending time outside. A little bit of extra, and you're going to get a little bit of extra. All right. So take 20 minutes, bundle up, be safe, breathe, even if the air is cold, and spend as much time as you can outside in winter. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.